is because due to the short range of the Sandbox team composition and the reliance of smorking into you, and given the fact that they're red.
Of course.
Yeah.
His smite available, he's able to take that one down. So Cloud Drake, 5 minutes and a half.
Okay, never mind. Nothing gonna end up happening.
Yep, no
Lots
whirling
of
death. We might actually be telling the truth. As that's a really nice trouble bubble as Dove does land the chains though. Q's going to land on Fleet, goes in, but there's a brilliant stopwatch to deny it. Summit moves on over. It's going to be First Blood going to the Zoe, but she immediately pays for it with her life. And now the Silas is in amongst it. You've got a really good flash to get out of everything that was offered forward. And Summit gets in range of the Kingslayer to keep him alive. Nova now trying to limp away. Lindrock's going to burn to death. And Sandbox answer back. These skirmishes are beautiful. Yeah, the grass is always greener, so get a hex flash. Beautiful. Jinair, give up the Mountain Drake. Mostly Grace's work as the Maiden could actually be thrown towards this turret. As that tower is taken down very easily. The bottom lane on Fleek though might actually be able to find Grace here. The kickback, the Q lands, and there is no escaping this one. That flash was honestly...
But doesn't really matter. They're getting so much value elsewhere, and all that Sandbox has to do is wait.
Oh, that's actually going to land on Joker though. Ultimate flies in and Joker does eventually. But Mountain Drake is going to mean that that's what they want to do. And Sandbox with a lot of control. Trouble Bubble goes wide. Now Jinner's going to have to invest a whole lot more if they want to steal this one away. Dragon is going to go down, but can Jinner actually win this fight? On Fleek's just going to try and get out of it.
Everyone
down. No, look at how far away the vision is for Linderung. He has to teleport so far away as Joker gets the... Okay, yeah, we do lock down the Baron here. Summit's actually the one that grabs it, but now Jinair looking for the team fight. On Fleek going to be the first target, no flash, no chance, and he's going to be taken down. But
the item overall is really good if your kit has built-in slows and CC and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh, okay, really nice stopwatch there, but On Fleek does get himself out of trouble. Slightly mistimed. Cooldown being increased, but this Baron buff is a bit of a problem for Jinair, as they need to invest everyone, and that provides Dove with all the opportunity to take down the inner turret on the bottom side of the map. Only one remains, and it's here in the mid lane.
And LeBlanc trying to push that bottom, but Yorick is down there. See how much damage Dove is able to actually dish out. Doesn't seem to be that much, and I think, for the most part,
throws up the Maiden, has a couple of duels there as well, and we are going to be able to crack it. True Shot Barrage flies forward. Now Dove lands all of his buttons onto Grace, who gets himself out of there with the cleanse, but now won't have that for the ensuing fight as On Fleek gets the kickback. It's onto the Braum though, but On Fleek goes into his stopwatch. C's now in trouble on the front line, has the ultimate stopwatch there as well. Inhibitor does go down though, and Sandbox not going to be stopping anytime soon. Root very high on his health bar.
To keep Yorick down there a little bit sooner, because the inhibitor is guaranteed anyway in a straight up fight.
Find some minions to auto attack to get that health bar back.
Oh man, I feel a sandwich.
Yeah,
peanut butter jelly time.
In goes Dove, wants to just get the obliteration, and Root, he's burning down, wants to get something done. He breaks a Banshee's Veil, but that's it, and all the damage has been eradicated. Nova, quick to follow. The double kill comes forward. Jinair thought they were in a good spot, but Sandbox had them right where they wanted them. Once again, Julian is going to come in, and I feel like this time around, Juliet, not a lot of options. As Linderung gets his teleport cancelled, and he's now got two members of Sandbox surrounding him, and the ace comes forward. Sandbox have dealt with Jinair 33 minutes in, and they will win game one.
They're breaking the script. You know what happens when this happens.
Oh, it's got to be a reverse.
Yeah, something's really just going wrong.
Yeah, no. But I mean, it's Jinair just making sure that we stay hungry for them to find that game win, and then they come back, they win game two, and we're like, oh, we're still in the lane, and have it work. As Tana is looking to punish it here with the Aurelia locked in. Can, of course, still switch things between Chongo and Tana. But I like... So the cheating didn't happen. I'm okay with that. Flash from Summit to dive on top of Tana. They know that he ain't going anywhere. First Blood goes over to the Olaf.
Full clearing his jungle bottom to top.
Ocean going to be the next one, so forward. But Summit's just not losing his health bar. Tana just doesn't offer too much damage with this Ninja Tabi early build. And the teleport's coming in. Jinair are looking to try and force this one as much as possible. World Ender still on cooldown. And that means that that's an easy one for Jinair. K can eat it too for them as they take the Rift Herald and take the Ocean Drake.
And Aurelia now. Well, Lee Sin's here. This is actually the great bait.
Well, might actually work out here as Olaf going to be much further behind. Summit does have flash as he's trying to get out. Umbral Dash is there as well. Olaf will turn up as Tana, Infernal Chains lands. He's not going anywhere, but Blade Surge does come forward, just straight up whiffs the stun though, and On Fleek is going to pick up the kill. Journey, we're all on the journey with you, and we're witnessing so many good things. As tower goes down up towards the top side, Sandbox makes it bad. Okay, that was definitely a field goal. I'll give that one to you. As a Aussie rules football enthusiast, I'm all about getting it between the posts, you know, because that's what you got to do in that game.
Oh, what is football called in Australia?
Football.
Is it really?
Yeah, we
it's
call
like
it
American.
footy. We call it footy, but that's because we're Australians and we like to make words as short as possible. If we can.
Definitely not bad.
Yep.
What is So I actually don't know this. What is American football called in Europe?
I think it's, I think we call it American football.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, is that actually it?
Yeah. Tana should be able to flash to get himself to safety. As Summit does land the Infernal Chains.
Oh!
The pullback! Max range as Tana knows he has to commit because he has no way out. And of course, he's gone straight to the Death Chamber. The Aurelia tried. It didn't quite work out there as the Death Squad of Aatrox and Rise too strong.
And it really didn't look like that was going to work, but
we're gonna go back to, okay, never mind. We'll commentate the siege while it's happening as Chongo does throw out the claw, and they should be able to keep this one alive unless Chongo's gonna get picked off. No, he's gonna go into his stopwatch as Summit does have the World Ender. He can dive underneath this one. It's Kellen. One auto attack away from death as Summit wants to die. World Ender just about to time out, but he does get himself back up to half health. This turret, one hit away from dead. Kellen in a similar situation. This should be the advantage going over to Sandbox.
And this is definitely going to be the mid-tier 1.
I'm guessing Cloud. I'm guessing Cloud. That's what I'm feeling. Oh my goodness, you're too good. I like Thor, but mostly because of the movies, not for anything else.
Makes sense.
All right, Arrow once again going to miss. Stitch is getting real good at this one. Try and get the siege happening on this inner turret.
Teleport coming in.
Yeah, they're looking for it. Inner turret does go down, but can they win this fight as Jin Air? They throw out the ultimate. The Vanguard's Edge is in the back line as now Tana's diving forward. Chongo very low on health though, and the World Ender is all they're able to get. Tana trying to run for the hills, but Sandbox, they lose. Is this what we were waiting for?
This is what we were waiting for.
Right, okay. Gets Dove over there. Chongo thinks that he's in a good position to flank. But is he? As the Dark Binding lands onto Kellen, Stitch finally gets through, but the damage has been done. Base broken for Sandbox.
And I don't know why Jin Air aren't pulling the trigger.
They're doing the do-si-do. They're being ran around the map.
Where's Chongo going?
Looking for a flank, but that was thinking that Sandbox were going to exit. As now Vanguard's Edge flies through. Tana trying to get this one. Already some very low health bars as Ghost has been taken down. Tana trades his life now as Stitch. Very, very low, but On Fleek on the back line finds himself alone. The Guardian Angel's going to pop. Chongo gets out with the claw. It's a 1-for-1 in the end, and it looks like Sandbox still want to take it. Chongo can't get out. The Infernal Chains are going to land. Kellen also dead. Sandbox will take an inhibitor off the back of it from what looked like a pretty decent Jin Air trade. Yeah, and Malrang, it's just the hunt down. This is to make sure that Malrang can't steal away that Baron. Like you say, that could be game ending, as they're just going to two-man it all too easily. You can understand why Jin Air do it, because they haven't won a series. They've won one game. As far as morale is concerned, you can guarantee that it is in the toilet, as the Jin Air B squad just unable to get anything done. The decision-making just straight up too scared. And they're going to lose, most likely, this inhibitor turret unless they can make a coordinated play. They've tried. They've got buttons available. A few flashes are there, but you can see, look, Dove just standing on top of a siege minion. And they're going to usher some minions into the mid lane there as well, looking to break the base on the bottom side of the map as well. 50 seconds, an Elder Drake will come up, and Sandbox, you can imagine, happy to take it as Chongo. He's going to flash on forward, but just not enough damage available. Kellen has to flash in order to get back, and Sandbox are more than happy to take this fight. The kill does come in. The World Ender is great from Summit to keep him alive. He even has a Guardian Angel, and they'll say, well, okay, I guess we won't back away. We're going to look to win the game right here as Arrow going to be successful once again, but Dove immediately cleanses that one off and flashes forward. Looks to punish as Tana's taken down. Malrong and Stitch just looking on as their Nexus is obliterated. And Jin Air, unfortunately, yet again go down 0-2.
And this was another pretty classic example of Jin Air handshaking voluntarily a fight at the exact wrong time. And you have to wonder, if they're willing to go in right there, why aren't they willing to go in sooner when the game is much more even footing?
Well, I mean, you have to think about it in terms of how their season has gone, man. I feel like it is largely a gigantic lack of confidence. Remember, this was all players subbed. After game number 1, you can imagine things backstage are not feeling too great for Jin Air. All of this needs to be in context. We had this conversation during game number 1, but context is very important for Jin Air at the moment, because we haven't seen a team struggling this much in the LCK for so many years. Sonic Boom was the last team to have a series that was the worst, right? And they even made it to 8 game wins by the end of the second round robin. Do you see Jin Air finding some translation?
Thank you very much, guys. This will be today's last translation, and we're going to be joined by Summit and Dove from Sandbox Gaming.
네, 서밋 선수 오늘 MVP 받으시면서 고스트
Summit,
선수랑
you tied up to
동독이
Ghost
MVP 지금
with
달성하고
700
계세요.
MVP points.
오늘 내가 MVP구나 이렇게
Do you
고스트
have
선수처럼
the lucky feeling
생각하셨나요?
that you're going to be the MVP today?
첫 번째 판 사일러스는 제가
For the first
생각해도
game, Silas,
나쁘지 않게 잘했기 때문에
I did
어느
well.
정도
I agree with that.
예측하고
So yeah,
네,
I
오늘
have some
사일러스의
predictions.
활약이 정말 빛났습니다. 승리 소감 부탁드릴게요.
So how do you feel about today's
오늘도
victory?
다행히 이겨서 연승을 이겨놔서
Well, I'm really happy,
그리고
or
다음
rather feel
경기들도
relieved that we
다
are able to
준비
extend
잘하고
this winning streak,
이기겠습니다.
and we're going to
네,
prepare
다시
harder
한번
for upcoming
축하드리고요.
series.
또 도구 선수는 그날
Dove.
안녕하고요 이후로 처음 이 자리에
This is,
오셨는데
it has been a while since your
인사
first interviews,
부탁드립니다.
so any message for the fans?
안녕하세요. 여기
Hi,
미드라이너 도구입니다.
this is Sandbox
네,
mid laner Dove.
반갑습니다. 자, 오늘 승리 소감 부탁드릴게요.
So how do you feel about today's victory?
일단은 이겨서 당연히 이겨서
Well,
기분은 많이 좋은데
I'm really happy that we got the win.
MVP까지 또 받을 줄은
But I
몰랐거든요.
actually didn't
그래서
expect this
더 많이
MVP,
기뻤던 것 같아요. 약간.
That makes me feel a bit
네,
more
오늘
happier.
MVP로 만나뵙게 돼서 정말 좋습니다. 자, 서밋 선수 1세트에서
Summit.
사일러스 들고
Game
나왔는데
one.
정말 해설진 분들도 모두 극찬을 할
Well, the
정도였어요.
Korean caster
이렇게
praised
잘하시는데
that
사실
they
사일러스가
saw
등장한 지좀
the best
됐거든요.
Silas
오늘 처음
so
들고
far in
나오신 이유가
LCK.
뭔가요?
이제 지금까지는 상황이 잘 안 나와서
Up until
아쉬웠는데
now,
오늘은
there
조금
weren't
상황이
a
좀 잘 나온
good
것 같아서
situation for me to play Silas, but
기용했습니다.
today was the right
네,
situation, so
사일러스를
I was able
픽하시고
to play
상대가
it.
요릭으로 응수했습니다. 아마 상대는
Well, Jin Air
사일러스
kind
상대로
of
요릭이
countered
좋다고
that with
생각해서
Yorick
픽을 했겠죠.
against
근데 사일러스가
Silas,
요릭
but
카운터 느낌으로
it was
정말
more like
라인전부터
Silas
압도하는
being Yorick's
모습이었어요.
hard counter.
어떠셨어요,
You
라인전?
were having so many laning
네,
priority and
어렵지 않았고
also a lot of
그리고 굳이
priority
요리뿐만이
in the end.
아니라 사일러스는 이제 저는 하면은
Well,
말하는 안 진다는
it wasn't really hard, and also it's not just Yorick specific. Just Silas is a really good champion against all the champions, and I have the confidence to win all the other champions facing up against me.
나눠볼게요.
Let's watch these replay
네,
together.
상황 설명 부탁드릴게요.
What was going on?
제가 어디죠?
Where was this?
여기구나.
네, 저기 계십니다.
플래시를 못 써서 살짝 위험했는데
Well, I actually failed to
고스트
use my
선수가
flash,
힐을 잘
but
써줘서
Ghost was
핑퐁이 잘 되지
in the back
않았나.
and used heal for me.
위험했는데
It was a
네,
bit
힐을
risky
잘
over here, but
썼어요. 고스트 선수.
he was there to use
야,
heal for
이렇게
me, so I was
힐로
able to survive, and
결국
I was lucky
한타를
to
대승으로
win the game
이끌었습니다.
and also
샌드박스 게이밍
survive in
하는
the
거
team
보면
fight.
전투 능력도 굉장히 좋고
And a
운영도
lot of
좋고
people are saying
판단력도
that
좋고
you guys are
포지션도
so
굉장히
good
잘 만든다는
in
생각이
team
드는데요.
fights and
샌드박스
all the
게이밍은
macros
연습할
or
때 어떤
positioning.
점에 가장
So,
중점을
what's
두나요?
the focal point
이제
of
극한의
Sandbox during
핑퐁,
the
극한의
practice?
한타성 그런 부분에
I mean, we're
많이
always
신경
trying
쓰는
to
것
get the
야,
best
그 점을 집중을 하셨고,
aggro play and
도구
best
선수는
team fight
개인적으로 연습할
ability.
때 이 점을 많이 노력한다는
What about
점이
you,
있으신가요?
Dove? What's your focal point during the
저는
practice?
라인전 부분에서
For
좀
me,
많이
I
그냥
try my best
대부분 아니
during the
그러니까
laning phase
못하는 점이 많아가지고
because I have a
제가
lot of
라인전부터 다
rooms
차근차근
improved so
고쳐나가도록
far.
하고 있어요.
So I'm trying
하지만
to
오늘
start with the
조이
laning phase.
르블랑 또 리산드라 라이즈는 라인전을 정말 잘
But today I think you had a
지켜내셨거든요.
very
이 세트 얘기를
good
그
laning
선수와 함께
phase
해볼게요.
in both game 1
상대가
and 2.
5명 엔트리를 전면 교체했어요.
Speaking of
아무래도
game
엔트리가
2,
바뀌면 뱀픽도
Jiner
바뀔
tried a
텐데
brand new
그렇게
entry,
5명이
subbing
된
all
거
5
바뀌어서 좀
members.
당황하진 않으셨나요?
Weren't you feel confused or
당황은 안 했는데
frustrated
이제
a little bit?
신경 쓰이는 점 하나가 이제
I wasn't really like frustrated, but one thing I was concerned about was that Chungo is a very well-known Zed player, so I was a bit aware of that.
나오는 것도 크게 문제 없었을 거라고
But it wouldn't be a big matter, so we did not actually ban out Zed.
세트 경기 두 선수가 MVP를 차지했습니다. 분석 데스크에서 라이즈가 딱
During the analyst
나오자마자
desk,
빗돌님이 이거 라이즈가 왕기하고
Victory
끝나겠네 뭐
said
이런
that
얘기를
Rise
하셨는데요.
will be so
동의하시나요?
fast and carry and close out
저는
the game. Do you agree?
게임하고 10분 정도 넘어갔을 때부터 그런 생각을 했던 것 같아요. 제가
When it was
안주
like 10-minute around the game, I wasn't dying.
또 템이 무난하게 뜨니까
And I had a lot of items. I was
그런
scaled
생각을
enough,
했던
so
것
I knew
같아요.
that I
네,
would
선수가
be
기회를
really
잘
performing well in
지켜주셨던
the late game and
승리로
will be able to close out the game.
처음에 이렐리아를 잡는 인베 장면이 있었습니다. 그때
There was
전멸했던
this
게
invade in the
결국
very
커버를
early
올려줬는데
stage of game.
그 장면은 누가 만들어낸 건가요?
Whose call was that?
그거는 이제 재읍이 형 조커 선수가
It was
그냥
Joker's
즉흥적으로 그냥 상거리 있을 것 같지 않냐.
It wasn't
그럼
really
내가 가서
planned. He was
스팍
like,
한번
I think
날려보겠다.
she would be at the
맞았더라고요.
tri-bush,
네.
so he was just
슈퍼 선수의
using his hook
리더십이
over there, but
그렇게
she was there, the hook landed, and we were able to pick up the kill.
도브 선수 굉장히 닮은 분이 있다는 걸
And
알고
lastly,
계시나요?
So, do you know
네,
a meme about you?
약간 알고 있어요.
That
그
somebody look really alike?
스트리머 분이신 앰비션
Yeah, I did heard of it a lot.
앰비션 선수
That me and Ambition
지금
look
아마
really
화면 보고
alike.
계실 텐데
I'm sure he would be watching this
부탁드려요.
LCK show, so any message
일단
for him?
뭐 반갑고요.
Hello, hello. Nice to meet you.
할말
I
말은
have
딱히
nothing
없네요.
to say.
응원해 주시면
Thank you
감사하겠습니다.
for. Well, it'd be really honored if you support me. Thank
전
you.
선수께서 도브 선수 많이 응원할 것 같습니다. 자, 다음 경기가 이제
And your
담원
next series will be up
게이밍입니다.
against Damwon Gaming.
게이밍의 쇼메이커 선수가 우리 전승하겠다.
Shoemaker
그 얘기는 샌드박스도 누릴
Made
수
a big
있다는
promise that
자신감인데요.
they're gonna
도브
win all the
선수가
games,
쇼메이커 선수에게
and
한
that
말씀
would include
부탁드려요.
Sandbox as well. So any message for him?
저희가 그냥 이길 것 같아요. 1라운드
I think we'll just win, just like the first round.
야,
It will be an
자신감
easy game.
보여주셨고요. 서밋 선수는 각오가 어떠신가요?
Would you like to add on to that
그 정도는
summit?
아닌데,
Not like that.
네,
I mean,
열심히 해서
we're gonna try our
재밌는
best.
경기 만들어서
and
이겨보겠습니다.
make sure to show a great game to our fans.
다음 경기도 응원하도록 하겠습니다. 오늘 인터뷰
So this will
감사드립니다.
wrap up today's series, and I'm gonna pass it back to our casters.
네,
Thank
오늘의
you.
MVP 서밋
Thank
선수,
you very
도브
much,
선수
Ji-sun.
만나봤습니다.
Great to
중계선
hear from
연결할게요.
Dove and Summit. I feel like we don't actually catch up with Dove all that often. So glad to see that he managed to pick up an MVP and we actually got to hear from him here and feeling pretty confident up against Damwon Gaming, who I feel will be a very different opponent to that of Jinair, which was a little bit of a sad one here today. Means that they are going to go down to -23, but I have a feeling when Griffin come back next week, that they should be able to equalize things here with Jinair.
Yeah, SK Telecom's fate are sealed now that Jin Air ended up losing yet again.
Oh no.
Can't break the balance.